So we just got done talking about, just to backtrack a little bit, Hosea chapter 3, line 4 and 5, where it says, "For the children of Israel will live many days without a king, without a prince, without a sacrifice, without stone pillars of any god worship or gods, without an ephod or teraphim, images of gods." 5. Afterward, the children of Israel will return and seek Lord Yahweh their Father, David their King, and will reverence Lord Yahweh and his righteousness when in the latter days. Now there's a lot of things that's happening right now that a lot of people can't see. But a lot of people that's been living in the matrix and the system is being awakened and being taken out of the matrix and set apart, and they're being restored. They're being tikkun olam. Tikkun olam means to rebuild, to be reconstructed, to be redirected, to be refocused, to be remade over. Anything to do with within the latter days to come, because Yahweh is taking us, Lord Yahweh is taking us out of the matrix and setting us aside and doing a new thing in us right now. Every church is doing the same thing. They wear the same clothes. They got the same worship. They got the same form. And what does that mean? Those are familiar spirits. You turn on the TV, T.D. Jakes is doing what the church is doing on the block in Glenwood, in Youngstown. You turn on the TV, Cleflo Dollar, Eddie Money Long, Joyce Myers, Jeff Olstein, they all got the same words, the same worship, the same form, everything, the same thing is going on. Moving forward to Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30, 7 through 11, and it says, all as, because that day, what day? In the latter days. That day is so great that none is like it ever before. It's even the time of Jacob's trouble, aka Jacob, but he will be saved out of it. 8. It will come to pass in that day, says Lord Yahweh, that I will break his yoke from off your neck and burst your bonds, and strangers, which is the aliens, will no longer be served by him, but they will serve Lord Yahweh their Father and David their King, whom I will raise up to them. You can read the rest from 10 to 24. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to come out of that dead man's matrix. You've been in it longer than 6,000 years. Walk out of that 6,000-year-old grave of false biblical interpretations, because it's not getting you anywhere. And your children are getting worser and worser. Go with me to the book of Ezekiel 37 and 21. We almost coming to a close. Then say to them, who? Israel. Every prophet spoke to the children of Israel, be it disobedient, be it breaking the law, be it trespassing, be it inequities. Even when they went into captivity, he raised up prophets within their own brothers and sisters. Nobody outside of it. Only Nebuchadnezzar and another king. I can't think of his name right now, but moving forward, Ezekiel 37:21, it says, then say to them, those who call themselves living in the matrix, Israel, Zion. This is what Lord Yahweh says, the Father in heaven. Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, wherever they have gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. This is a physical place, a land. I don't know if I'm going to be alive to see it, but it's going to happen in the latter days. And no one is beside Yahweh going to do it but Yahweh. Because he said he will strengthen you in the first part where we were talking about 22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king will be king over all of them. And they will no longer be two nations, nor will they ever be divided into two kingdoms again. Never again will they defile themselves with their gods and their detestable things, nor any of their transgressions, but I will save them. He's doing it on his own, brothers and sisters. Read what I'm telling you. I will save them out of their dwelling places, out of their bondage places, busting yokes, and dwelling places where they have sinned. And I will cleanse them. 24. And David my servant will be king over them, and they all will have one shepherd. They also will walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. You can read 25, 26, 27, and 28. So this is what he's going to do for our people. He's going to break your yoke off your neck, and he will burst your bonds. And that have not been done yet. A lot of people is walking around in the matrix with a yoke upon their neck and will burst your bonds. We have a lot of bonds, birth certificate bonds, tied up with the system. Bonds. The bonds ain't ours, but the yoke is on our neck. And the only person that can bust it is Yahweh, because he said he was going to do it. Moving forward, and this is the last one. Go to Jeremiah. Hey! Jeremiah 8 and 20. And it says, the harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not saved. We are not saved. Because if you're in this false matrix system, following man, and they're leading you straight to hell with a handbasket, because they don't want to be alone. 21. Because of the wounds of my daughter, of my people, I am wounded. Yahweh says he's wounded. I am mourning. Astonishment has taken hold of me. Listen, is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? They doing all these miracle works in the church. You get healed and then you go back and you got another problem. Why then is there no recovery for the health of my daughter, of my people? Look at us. Look at you. Look at your people. You dressing up just like the heathen, looking like the heathen, doing the things of the heathen. All kinds of unclean, lascivious things. Now, meaning these ministers failed the people because they did not teach them righteousness. Jeremiah 46 and 11. You could read that. Hosea 6 and 8. Brothers and sisters, we've come to the end of this. And I'm just here to bring the truth. These verses that I've shared with you is important. Because if you stay in that book that's called the Godspell Testament, there's no way that you can position yourself in the matrix. There's no way that you can come out of the matrix if you stay in that book. I'm asking you today to walk out of the 6,000-year-old grave of false biblical interpretations and just listen to what Lord Yahweh has to say to his people. This is important because a lot of us are dying and going to sleep and not even knowing where we're going. And if you do not keep the law, because the one that they say Jesus kept it. He didn't have nothing to do with this false pagan system. He wasn't a Greek. He was not a Roman Catholic. He wasn't even a Christian, because a Christian, it has nothing to do with the law. The law is holy. The law breaks yokes and bursts bonds. And if your pastor ever told you that you cannot get saved through the law, he's a liar. And the law was not for the heathen, but Yahweh can make it be for the heathen as well. Because it says for the stranger. Hey! It says the stranger will keep his commandments, his laws, and his statutes. Brothers and sisters, stay tuned, because Yahweh is coming with all power and authority.